Hello, and welcome to Scarlet Hollow, Part 4. Last time, we met Dr. Kelly and had dinner with Reese and her, and we did some crazy ghost hunting and found out some lore about our family. So, let's see what happens this time. I will warn you, because I have some people who I know watch this and they're not into graphic depictions. This one's probably the most graphic so far, so just a fair warning, but it's good. So let's dive in. Thank you. You open your eyes. It's a new day. Last night seems so far away. You can almost pretend the horrors you witnessed at the annex were nothing but a nightmare chased away by the harsh morning light. But you know that the furious spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. yet lingers, locked behind the doors of the town hall, still tied to the earth by its hatred of you and your bloodline. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine. But your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. I hope you made it home okay. I haven't heard from Stella since last night. How about you? You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Let's text her. Hey, I'm kinda worried after you ran off last night. Text me as soon as you get the chance. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually a recording of my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyway, leave a message. Or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. I haven't heard from her either. That's not good. I think we should try looking for her. Let's meet in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. Let's do my favorite thing of the entire day and visit the possum. You open the drawers. The two possums stare up at you. They both have bread now. That's nice. You wave at them. They continue to stare up at you, blankly in response. Okay, it's been good. Have a good day. You close the drawers. This is their home now, and there's nothing you can do to change that. Well, that's different. You make your way to the closet. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long-dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. And judging by the residue that was left behind, you're pretty sure you know the culprit. That means he was in your room, but was he there while you were out the previous day, or did he enter while you slept unawares just a few feet away? Yeah, he left his residue behind. Disgusting. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Speaking of residue, I want to take a shower. Personally, I'm more of a night shower kind of person, especially after a horrible ghost haunting. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. Feels good to wash away the grime of last night's haunting, but eventually you'll have to leave this place and confront the rest of the day. In the meantime, there's a lot of things to think about. Yeah, I'd probably be thinking about Stella since she's still missing. Think about Stella running off. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. You're done here. You turn the faucet and dry yourself off. Let's head downstairs and have our PBJ. It's time to face your cousin. She's not here, but it looks like she'd left a note on the counter. Had to run. The librarian needed a new house, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. and the miners decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. Just know there's no point in asking you not to do anything reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Be back late. Call if you get into trouble. Tabitha. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Well, let's fuel up first. If Stella's MIA, who knows when you'll get the chance to eat. You make yourself a jelly sandwich for the long day ahead of you. I forgot we're allergic to peanuts. Let's investigate the garden. From your eavesdropping in the general store yesterday, it sounds like Tabitha's keeping something out back. Now that she's gone for the day, you can investigate the garden to your heart's content. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Let's see. We got a little possum. See if there's any nefarious creatures around. Can't see any. Let's venture deeper into the garden. Sybil mentioned an enclosed space. There isn't a shed out here, but the greenhouse fits the bill. You start carefully picking your way through the underbrush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. You step towards the door. Oh, a goat. It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. It was a goat. So it was. Can I see any little guys? What a strange thing to keep in a greenhouse, especially one so isolated and overgrown. Examine the lock. It's just a padlock. You can pick something like this open in a second. Let's do it. When are people going to learn that a mere lock can't keep you contained? You pop it open with ease. Warm barnyard smell floods your senses as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back up at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. Let's take a look at this goat. Yeah, everything looks pretty dead. Is this garlic? Maybe if you could talk to animals, the goat might have had some hidden insights to share about the situation, but that would be ridiculous. People can't just talk to animals. Unless... You're free, goat! Go on, prance off into the wilderness. No one can keep you here any longer. Okay, let's untie the goat. You unclip the rope, tying the goat to the greenhouse. It stares blankly at you in response. I'm not going to attempt to force it anywhere. But, I don't know. The door is already open. You think for a moment whether you should keep it that way. That's a good question. So obviously this goat's being used for something. If my hunch is correct, some kind of ritual. Do I want to aid or ruin the ritual is the question. I'm gonna leave it open. We could just say Wayne did it. You decide to leave the door open as you head back inside. You've investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kaneeka waiting for much longer. Okay, let's take a little look. I don't see any ditchlings. I wish we could go into the graveyard. That's where I'd be going. Okay, let's go. She's like, I know what you did. I like that door, though. It kind of looks like a turtle shell. It's time to head into town. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. The sun shines down through a thin layer of clouds, illuminating the path in a watery gray light. So automatically, right off the bat, we've got some little guys looking at us already. Oh, and there's one there. Glimpses of pale figures dot your periphery. You haven't seen ditchlings in the middle of the day before. They're getting bolder. To your surprise, you find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Even if I'd be able to chill out a bit, knowing that thing was right down the street. Yeah, not super conducive to a good night's sleep. Do you think it's still there? I hoped it might go away on its own. I don't think it has any intentions of leaving, so I guess the library is off limits from here on out. But considering the alternative, I don't think anybody can hold out against you. I'd much rather not be able to check out library books ever again than let it go suck the life out of you. Seems like it would have been a bad trade. I'm more than a little uneasy, too. What if it leaves the library and comes after me? Seems like it can't do much besides try to trap you in another ghost maze. And you managed to get out of one of those without much issue. Sounds to me like it's basically harmless, unless you're not a Scarlet. But even to them, it's not like it managed to break anybody's bones. Though, maybe it could if it wanted to. It was kind of strong. Whoa, we can flirt. You're coming up to see me? That's sweet. What can I say? I'm someone who knows what they want. I'd have walked up here at the crack of dawn, but I figured I should let you sleep a little longer. Although not too much longer. I had to make sure you didn't go running off into trouble. Not without me. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, but we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in early for breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Kaneeka and I are meeting up to look for Stella. Want to come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so I've got time. I don't know how much time, though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is hopping. It's absolutely packed with miners. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. By the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that, though. Have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Good idea. You and Avery start back down the path to town. There's Kaneeka. It isn't long until you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Lev, you made it, and you picked up Avery along the way. I hope you're both doing okay, like, emotionally. I'm not too bad. Better after seeing Lev. Whoa, that's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom's been insisting I caught a cold, but I wasn't buying it. But as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering the ridiculously stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. I think last night pushed Stella over the edge. I know I've only known her a couple of days, but it feels like she has a tendency to run from difficult emotions. Okay, that's a little intense. She usually changes the subject. I guess this time she wound up literally running. That's a lot to say for someone you just met. Are we still going to leave today? Whoa, are you two planning on dipping? Stella's missing. We can't just leave before you find her. If something bad happened to her and I knew we could have stopped it, I'd never forgive myself. I'm sure we'll be able to track her down, and she's tough. She'll be okay soon enough, so tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. You can't keep saying that. But we should find Stella, but you can't keep saying that to yourself. You're right. Finding Stella's a top priority. Yeah. It's always something, though, isn't it? Sometimes something always comes up, and it's always just as I finally work up the resolve to leave. It's like this town has me in some kind of glue trap. Every step I take towards the edge just pulls me back to where I started. But I don't care about that right now. I care more about Stella than getting out of this town. It can wait. Let's not ask about the general store right now. Okay. We might as well start by checking her house. Let's go. Oh, so much things we can explore. Yeah, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. That's what I'm hoping. I would have already gone, but I was kind of nervous doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kaneeka knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. Let's go in. You step past the threshold and into Stella's house. Aside from a corner of the room dedicated to Gretchen, Stella's house almost feels like a museum. Everything's organized with a sort of tidiness you wouldn't expect from someone as rough and tumble as Stella, and only a handful of objects feel like they belong to her. Look at her. And then she has her ginormous puppy bed. A Richmond door frame. Let's see. Yeah. A lot of spider plant. Whatever happened to Stella, it doesn't look like it happened here. It doesn't look like there was a struggle or anything, unless it happened in another room. Maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm gonna forget you said that and just be thankful this doesn't look like a crime scene. Oh, she's got a little kitty sponge holder. Oh, she's making a PB&J. Or just a PB. Interesting. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple of cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. The crust of the bread has gone somewhat stale, as much as you'd expect after being left out overnight. Whoever left it here left many hours ago. It's a little messy, but it doesn't look like anything violent happened here. It's possible she just came home, grabbed some food, and left in a hurry, right? Did she have somewhere she needed to be? She didn't say she had to... She didn't say she had something she had to rush off to. Maybe she just had a panic attack after being possessed, but that was over 12 hours ago. I'd hoped she would be home by now if that was the case. Is Stella the sort of person to stop back home and make a snack in the middle of a mental health crisis? Yes. And it's comforting to think that might be all that happened. A panic attack is much more manageable than rotting ghouls or parasitic doughboys. Okay, let's investigate her room. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Let's take a look at her room. She has a stuffed pug. Another dog. So, are those drawings? Sexy Stella drawings? Is this, forget the painting title, but it's like the drowning woman. She does keep it a little bit messy, not gonna lie. Map cryptids. Interesting. This is the room of a YouTuber and a Mothman plushie. Though it's a little untidy, it's a sort of usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. You do notice, though, that her jacket is nowhere in sight. It isn't in her closet, and it wasn't on the coat rack in the other room. Stella's jacket is gone. The Letterman one. It wasn't on the rack in the other room, and it's not here. She didn't have it yesterday. Okay, I'm sold. Between this and the kitchen, she must have come home last night. It seems like she was the one who decided to leave. No struggle or anything. You go to check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that an invasion of privacy? We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there could be some sort of clue on there, like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house. The door was wide open. I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Oh, hell yeah. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There's simply way too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Whoa, how do we find anything on here? You don't. Come on, let's go. You scan through folders and file names on Stella's desktop, looking for something, anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. That's what they always say. That's what they always say it is. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. You open the folder. You're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes in the fences and areas with low visibility. Whoa. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin, an authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Okay, I take it back. This is way too personal. I'll just join Kaneeka in the corner while you wrap things up. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Her search history is almost entirely work-related. A furious series of queries for various monsters and cryptids that might fit the profile of Ditchlings. That's that. It'd take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from the window's edge to window's edge. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled, "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day, and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. I thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I spill an ARG. I'm serious. I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at what they've been doing to the animals in town. They're apparently some sort of bad omen like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I know you do, Mothstan. I believe you. Ugh. Lucky you're falling right into her trap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day. Okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommyknockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled tommyknockersreal.wav. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I ever bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. So, LOL, doughy white things and now loud popping noises? This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her, I'm going to call the mods. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. Uncle Carl! Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. Oh, we found everything on her computer. I don't think there's any other clues here. I don't think so either. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her, so the only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. It could use a few more houseplants. I'll put together some trimmings after we found her. She still does those corkboard with string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything. They're more for decoration anyway. It is really cute. Your turn to leave Stella's house. Okay, so she probably came home last night, but she's not here now. And we don't have any idea where she may have gone. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she'd just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? Let's check the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping Winnie doesn't try to rope me into clocking early. The diner is busier than you've ever seen it. The small booths packed with miners. What's going on? There's a strike up in the mines. They've made the diner their base of operation. Good for them. It's about time something like this happened. When you asked for this morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing, and I've been helping these two track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize. And I can't say I have. I've been a little preoccupied. This is great for business. These fellows can have as much free coffee as they can drink if they keep piling in like this. You need any help? No, Sal and I can handle this. One of your friends going missing's more important than a busy shift. The miners didn't even notice you entered the diner, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. Except this one who's alone. I guess the shift schedules are pretty brutal, and I'd like more vacation days. I'd love to be able to see my family around the holidays, and better health benefits would be amazing, but what if she decides to fire all of us? You're only a year or so into work, and trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you figure you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck. Next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary shit about you, that uses up every free second it can to suck out of its workers. Every free second it can suck out of its workers, and it pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we ever save enough to get the hell out. But we could get fired for this, and I really need the paycheck. I can't get fired, and the company housing makes a big difference for me. Right, the company housing. How generous of Tabitha to put you up in a company-owned shack that hasn't had maintenance done in decades, taking a big chunk right out of your paycheck that sure as shit ain't going to property tax and upkeep alone. The company housing means that almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. Have numbers on our side, Harrison. After what happened there the other night, damn near everyone's joining the picket line. She can't afford to lose us all. We have the power here as long as we're united. Let's not weigh in on their strike. I guess we should get going. Wait, hold on. Before we go, have any of y'all back there happened to see Stella today? She's missing since last night. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. I guess that's that. You turn and leave the diner, Avery and Kaneeka trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. Okay, we should check out the church. I don't think she's that kind of person. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might be trying to get into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Seems like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. I don't think Baptists do the whole holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if it meant keeping us around a little longer. That's good enough for me. Let's not linger. I don't want him thinking we're possible converts. Kaneeka leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. You know, I lived here for a few years and never actually been to the church. That's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? My. 4 visitors at once? On a Thursday. That is unprecedented. But there are only 3 of us. Oh, no, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if Faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, of course. I'm here to talk if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one's seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie had seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. I see her. Though, Lev, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. I don't know. Excuse me, Pastor Daniel. What do you have to say to them you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind. It's a personal matter. Alright, we can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay, I'm happy to talk to him. If you're sure. I guess we'll leave you to it while we check in with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Look at them! Your friends head off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you came up to visit me. Ooh! Whoa. Is that Wayne? I never noticed that. So many young people these days. seem to think they can solve all their problems on their own. Meanwhile, God is right there, ready to help them, if only they'd let him into their hearts. The pastor's eyes dart back towards the alpacas. Okay, good, they're gone. You're new in town. What kind of impression did I make on you? Am I creepy? Yeah, you're very creepy, honestly. You care too much what people think about you. If you want people to like you, you have to not care whether they like you. That's a harsh truth that you're slinging at me. I wasn't always like this, you know. Believe it or not, before I moved to Scarlet Hollow, I used to be pretty popular. I was one of the cool kids at Harvard Divinity School. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush at the edge of the property. Get that little girl away from the woods. It is a scary place. I don't see any. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are we going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip. Because it's... You know it's dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed and you can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seeming excited about the prospect, and hurries off. It's just growing down there. Sorry, I have to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into these woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees. It must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Tulip makes up some imaginary friends and keeps telling us that they want her out there. Like the word of some fictional creature she made up is going to convince us it's a good idea for her to play in somebody's old garbage. But she's 7. Of course she would get some funny ideas like that. I'd love to get the community to rally around a big cleanup. It's about time somebody got rid of all that junk. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. Oops. Tetanus Lake. That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. What was that you were saying about imaginary friends? Oh, she's just been talking about these friends of hers lately. Little stories about creatures that live in the church. I'm sure she saw some animal in there and believed it was her friend. It's nothing to be overly concerned about, except the trash heap situation. This man is lying to you. In fact, he's been lying since the moment he mentioned these imaginary friends. Whatever his daughter has been talking to is real, and he knows it. Sounds to me like you know exactly what she's been talking to. Daniel's eyes go wide for just a second. I don't. He does. He obviously does. He hunches his shoulders, his voice suddenly quiet. There are rats in the church. There, I said it. It's embarrassing. But she saw one at some point, and she can hear them scurrying around in the walls. And she's decided they're her little friends. Please keep this between us. Don't tell Janie. I don't want her knowing the church is in such rough shape. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kaneeka and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, Lev. We got to feed alpacas, and they were so cute and soft. It was awesome. Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. I hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best of circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kaneeka and Avery start back down the path to town and you follow. What was that? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. He didn't say anything weird, did he? He wanted to know why everyone in town thinks he's creepy. He is creepy. It's kind of sad, isn't it? I don't think he has a lot of friends. People do weird things all the time to try and fit in. Point taken, but that doesn't mean he isn't creepy. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Let's go to the mines. I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin, since they're friends. You don't see it? Oh, come on. They have such a dynamic, you know? Classic dog and cat situation. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kaneeka to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs and megaphones in hand, forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet mines. I hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Scarlet make like toilet. Better houses now or none at all. I can't read that. Unhappy with the something I am receiving. I cannot read that. You can't make two small words on your picket sign. Will they be chill with talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. You might have had us fooled the other day, but word gets around fast. Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she came by. Oh no, this isn't looking good. It's okay. Just because she hasn't been seen today doesn't mean something bad happened to her. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future. Okay, I need to talk to Tabitha. So you're saying you want to cross a picket line? You don't have to literally cross the picket line to go inside. There's always that hole that Rosalina used to sneak in the other day. Yeah, I'll sneak in. You pull Kaneeka and Avery aside and tell them you're planning to sneak in. I guess that'll work, but I don't think it's a good idea for us to follow you in there. That's a good idea. I've never exactly been sneaky. Plus, all the miners know me. I'd stick out like a sore thumb. We'll just wait outside by the van. You make your way into a hole in the fence and sneak into the mine. It's quiet today. Empty beyond the ruckus at the front gate. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. No response. You open the door. I think I can turn at least a few of the guys. And if you fire Davis... Oh my god. Have you heard of knocking? What are you even doing up here? Should I go? Yeah, and make sure no one sees you. No one else, at least. Damn, Rodriguez the rat. I see. Hey, I got kids to take care of. I can't miss a paycheck, and this is a right-to-work state. There's nothing wrong with me trying to keep food on the table. Don't say another word, just leave. I'll handle this. The door clicks closed as Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. Oh, whoa, whoa, hello. The instant you're alone, Tabitha rounds on you. She grabs you by the collar, her face close to yours, her eyes full of rage, her words a frustrated hiss. Listen to me, Lev. Really listen. This isn't some fun little game, okay? This is my life, and if you value yours, you'll keep quiet about what you just saw. I don't care if we're family. I can make the rest of your stay here a living hell if you cross me. Her grip loosens. Sorry to get scary for a second. I've just been pushed to the brink this week. I can't have anything else go wrong. Well, she could shoot us. She has a gun. Oh, the flypaper. Yeah, how freaking dare you? Start crying. I'm gonna save. What are you gonna do? Shoot me? What the hell are you talking about? She follows your eyes up to the gun on the far wall. Oh, that. I'm not going to shoot you. What did you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered? Stella is missing. Have you seen her? She's missing. Tabitha is quiet for a moment. I'm sure she'll turn up, but I'll see if I can get a hold of her. Don't think looking for my missing acquaintance gives you a pass to do anything dangerous. You're forbidden from doing risky things, even for what you think is a good reason. I know I haven't had the best track record here, but believe me, the last thing I want right now is more trouble. Tabitha studies you for a moment before responding. I'm going to choose to believe you. Not that it'll do much good. You're like a magnet for danger. That's all. Bye. Stay safe. Tabitha is kinda awful. You leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. You find Kaneeka and Avery waiting for you outside. You don't look like you found any new leads. You look back at the striking miners. I feel like I should warn them. She's gonna make my life a living hell, but I can handle that. Hey, Davis. Rodriguez is trying to get Tabitha to fire you after the strike. That little rat. We'll figure out what to do with him later. In the meantime, we should get a rundown of who he's been talking to. See if we need to shore up any loose links. Thanks for letting us know. It's appreciated. I didn't expect you to share something like that. Normally I'm not a fan of snitches, but snitching on a snitch seems like fair game to me. Don't worry about Tabitha finding out. Your secret's safe with us. Feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. Where to next? Let's check on Oscar and Rosalina. They should be at the old Maxwell place. Tabitha dropped off the keys this morning. The old Maxwell place? Tabitha put them in a broken down ruin that should have been bulldozed years ago? I guess it's good they have a roof over their heads, or what's left of a roof. Your cousin is gonna get an earful next time I see her. Kaneeka storms off down the road, and you and Avery follow close behind. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses catches your attention. You turn to see a ditchling approach a cornered pixel in the alleyway. He must have slipped out of the library with everyone else last night. The ditchling, distracted from its hunt by your arrival, cranes its neck to look at you, its eyes settling on you with alien indifference. In the distance, you hear the patter of many feet approaching. You won't be alone for long. Yeah, quit it! The words feel meek as they leave your mouth, and the ditchling, unaffected, turns back to its cornered prey. Is there a pipe or something around? Maybe we could scare it off. There's no time. I'm grabbing Pixel. Before you can react, a small pack of dogs rounds the corner. Ooh! Before, they pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall and taking turns biting and tearing it till stripped to shreds. Their task complete, they saunter towards you. He looks like he wants Taco Bell. What the? It's Daisy and Scraps, too. The dogs that ran against Mayor Jimmy in last election. And every other dog in town. All together in some kind of ditchling hunting dog gang? Pixel timidly steps towards you. Pixel, you got out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He's a comfortable heft to them. What's he gonna eat if he can't eat the books? Guess he likes you more than me. Thanks for keeping him safe, dogs. The pack of dogs scamper off, their work done. What the hell is going on in this town? Dog politics? Pixel in tow, you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. The old Maxwell place. It was once a mid-century modern home, and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades, and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Let me see. Take a quick peek. Seems good. Before you can approach, the door opens, and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Just thought we'd stop by to check in. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalina's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He's had a long night, and it shows. His graying face seemingly having aged in the hour since you last saw him. Please, come on in. Pixel! Rosalina pushes forward, taking Pixel from your arms. Hey, Rosalina. Hey, Alexis, happy to help. I was so worried. I thought the ghost might have done something to him. Alexis is helping us put her room together. We don't plan on staying here long, but the girls seem to be having fun with it, thank goodness. Even after all they've been through. Yeah, this is kind of cool. There's like a weird intercom thing and a jacuzzi. Maybe you guys could fix up the place. It doesn't seem that run down. It is a lot cooler than I thought it would be. And I've already met a ghost, so if it turns out to be haunted, that's no big deal. Jacuzzi? Count me in. Have any of you seen Stella? We haven't been able to find her since everyone left the library last night. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you? No, we have no clue where she's gone. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you're going to be able to stop her. There's no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. I don't even think she knew how she'd react. Besides, you didn't know how bad it was going to get. You can't blame yourself for everything, man. I know you probably feel like it's your responsibility to make sure everyone around you is okay, but sometimes that's just not going to be possible. You're only one guy. That's what Rosalina's always saying. I suppose I do apologize more than I should. You really do. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. I'm sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts, and you can do laundry at our house too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms I'd rather not lose. Painting, portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their last living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that it stole the library from me too. That one really stings. But what are you going to do? Oh, but and he didn't say what are you going to do. He said, what are you going to do? Yeah, what's your plan from here? Gonna stay and fix the place up? I don't think fixing this place up is even possible. It's got a cool vibe, sure, but it's also rotting from the inside out. We don't plan on staying here for long. I've run from my problems long enough. One way or another, I'm going to get the library back. I don't care what it takes. I'm not letting that creature get the last laugh. It's all bravado at this point. Not even Oscar believes what he just said. I've been thinking. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal going on in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now, here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods, while entire buildings are taken over by supernatural creatures. You think there was an inciting incident, right? I do. That's my thought, too. It was never like this in the holler before. Something must have happened to kicked off all this magic stuff. Avery stares at you. Don't look at me like that. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once Lev got here. Or they all started happening after Pearl Ann died. Kaneeka shoots Avery a glare. No, we're not throwing Lev under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. Sure, there's nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only we're only a couple steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw him. Nobody's gonna drag Lev into a witch hunt on my watch. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm gonna run around town telling everyone that Lev magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But if there's a catalyst for all this, why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, Lev getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened. Pearl Ann died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time they arrived. Not to mention, I see some things in our house before Pearl Ann passed. I think. I never thought to make note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put the genie back into the bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are, unfortunately, in the library. I told you putting everything online was important. Nobody uses paper, Dad. You were right. It'll be my first project if we get the library back. I've learned my lesson. Until then, I'll just have to make do with what I can find online. We'll fill you in with what little we know, so you'll have a place to start. We've been finding these weird stone seals. There's one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. Seals? That's incredibly occulty. To think there's something like that under my house all the time. And that someone might have put it there. But who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Lev. Yeah, I do think Sybil knows more than what's going on, but it's a weird thing to say in front of her daughter. Make sure Pixel stays inside or he might be grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the wood, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kind of like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly or anything, I just think they're interesting. To each their own. Not Pixel. He's the best cat I've ever met. He's like a little dude. How do we know he didn't get infected already? He was out all night. Is he gonna be okay? I think some dogs kept him safe. Like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. A gang of dogs? I suppose stranger things have happened. This very week, in fact. But we'll make sure he stays safe, right, Rosalina? I'm not letting him out of my sight ever again. I wonder if this might be the work of some sort of cult. know any local cults that could be responsible? It's not that ridiculous of a thing to say. Cults exist and they do weird shit. Let's not get all satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some sort of cult that ran the place. It just seems like the kind of thing that wouldn't be easy to keep secret in a place as small as Scarlet Hollow. I'd love to be a part of some weird religious cult, just to see what kind of stuff they get up to, but alas, I've never been invited, or there are none to be found in the holler. I don't even know of any in a public record. Even in the 70s, when cults were a dime a dozen and hippies were flocking to the hills. I also think there's something in the clinic, but I have no proof of that. Whatever we're doing next, I feel like we're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella and fast. I agree. We need a brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. We're going to get the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. So, that's Oscar. Any other ideas? I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have ideas. My mom wanted to talk to you? She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something. We can humor her. Let's do it. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kaneeka, there you are. You're supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. I hope you've recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom, it's just that Stella's missing, and Stella can take care of herself, unlike you. You need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to be running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to Lev about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you've wanted to say to them. I'll just be doing a tea reading. Haven't those always bored you to tears? Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Bye, Lev. Kaneeka turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. You couldn't help but notice something stiff and quiet in her demeanor as she obeyed her mother's stern command. Whatever it was, it didn't feel like the same person who stormed out of the general store just yesterday morning. That person wouldn't just do as she was told so easily. You can't help but notice an uncharacteristic firmness in Sybil's voice, too. Maybe their relationship isn't so pleasant behind closed doors. I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping Lev and I could do a reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. Oh, you're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. I wouldn't want to be messing with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very particular. Before I go, I did want to ask. Are you a witch? Avery does not beat around the bush. As flattered as I am by that... as flattered as I am to think you think I'm magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you could totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave y'all to your not-supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow, Lev. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Shall we? Sybil motions to the tea room. Ooh. Follow Sybil to the tea room. Tea is life. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table on the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with an undercurrent of decaying earth. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Till then, how about we just chat? Wink. Yeah, pretend to sip my tea. You lift the tea to your mouth and pretend to take a sip, carefully waiting for a moment when she's looking away to toss its contents into a nearby plant. The other day you promised to tell me, what was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? I most certainly did. I might have been exaggerating it a bit for dramatic effect. I'm known to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl-Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet. So her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. And here's your opening. Dump the tea. You take advantage of Sybil's broken attention to quickly dump your tea into one of the pots behind you. Why were Pearl-Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assume your mother's worries had to do something with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. Someone freaking drag racing outside my window. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. All done. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now, on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty. And the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that all this has to do with whatever brought the Ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here. A cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. This is bullshit. I didn't even drink the tea. It is. Ooh. It could be anyone. I think it's Tabitha, honestly. How do I know you're not the cat? I suppose you don't. Although I don't think the cat would exactly warn you about itself. Still, you can't rule anyone out, even the old woman with a tea obsession. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the Ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connected to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Is there anything you've seen the past few days that comes to mind? There is. The thought of those stones has you pulled at the back of your consciousness since your encounter on the mines on Tuesday. No, not really. Oh, then I'm afraid I can't be of much more help to you right now. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table, and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat's getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strangely flatten the stair rail of the nearly empty general store. Check on Kaneeka. You're not going anywhere before you check in on Kaneeka. You make your way upstairs. As you do, your thoughts flash back to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even the memory of the door tugs at you, compelling you to return and open to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You knock on Kaneeka's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. I was hoping we could spend a little more time together. Oh, hey! Let me just straighten up. You hear frantic crumpling and clinking and shuffling as she tidies her room. Okay, come on in. Kaneeka's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and the present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelves, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of the room. A terrarium on her desk catches your eye. To anyone else, it might seem empty, but you can easily spot the creature lurking within. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me harshly for the state of the place. Ooh, we got romance options. Dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Interesting. Trying to see what's going on here. I see you have a stick bug. That's Rick the Stick. He keeps me company when I'm at my desk. You should see him when he loosens up and starts clambering around. He's a lot of fun. You know, for a bug. I know that's not everyone's thing. You don't have to be nervous about me seeing your room. There's no better way to get a sense of who someone really is. And do you like what you see? I do. Good to know. I know you just said that. I didn't have to be nervous, but wow, I was nervous for a second there. About us. Yeah. I know we've only known each other for a couple of days, but I really care about you. I guess I just wanted to let you know. Kaneeka's eyes dart away as her cheeks flush. Do you really mean it? We just met. I mean it. I hope you feel something similar. She composes herself, flipping her hair confidently. Of course I do, and I can't believe I was able to win you over so fast. Guess you were too weak to resist these feminine wiles. And now it's too late. You've fallen for me, and I can reveal the dork I truly am inside. Gaze upon my anime figures in despair. Sorry, was I too confident? I'm just, super nervous, because I like you back. And I hope I don't mess this up. I just want to get to know you better before you leave town. You reach forward and hold her in your arms. Her body is soft against yours, and you can feel her heart beating quickly in her chest. She runs her hands across your back and smiles, her eyes filled with warm joy you haven't seen before in your short stay. And she smells incredible. Her sleek braids exude perfume of a warm coconut, and an aroma of flowery cucumber wafts from her skin, the scents melding to create a sweet tropical bouquet. After a long moment you pull away, your hands slowly letting go of each other as the two of you stare into each other's eyes. Screw hanging around in my room for the rest of the day. Wherever you're headed, I want to come with you. You gotta maximize the amount of time we spend together before you head back to Levanteros town, right? Even if we make other plans for later on, I want to be with you right now. But where would we go? I can still feel that door in the clinic pulling at me. I think that's where we need to go next. I was hoping to see Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella and, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Let's do it. So we're with Kaneeka now. The two of you make your way back into the hallway, hand in hand. Before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kaneeka. You really should get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. She is absolutely manipulating her. Let's just go, Kaneeka. You try to guide Kaneeka towards the stairs, but it's like she's rooted to the floor. Kaneeka sighs. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. That's all right, Kaneeka. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. You need another day to recover, and then you can go get back to town with all this town mystery business, not bullshit. Lev, you'll be fine without her till tomorrow. My mom's right, Lev. You go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, Kaneeka returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to Main Street alone. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. I see that. Let's see what we got here. We got a raccoon, and then a ditchling, and another ditchling, and another ditchling. Oh man, they really are right outside his window. There's one in the drain. It isn't long before you find yourself outside Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your rib cage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. This side of the mountain looks really close to the terrace, maybe even close enough to jump. What are the odds that the terrace door is locked? I mean, oh, whoa. Wayne. We have a... We're friends with Reese now, so we can just talk to him. We don't need to sneak in. You cautiously approach the house, kneeling next to the low basement windows of Reese's room. You knock. There's no one in there. Reese must be somewhere else. Well, let's go in through the clinic door. It's a doctor's office, not Fort Knox. Why would the clinic door even be locked? You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, carefully avoiding any suspiciously creaky-looking steps. You push the door open slowly, just enough for you to slip in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges. You can see the doc at the desk. In some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel the odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. As it waters. Let's save once more. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around the corner and towards the dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Lev, what are you doing in the morgue? Vampire. Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing. Sometimes I come down here to rehearse. Rehearse, you say? Good one. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance as your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment the thing on the other side of the blank wall looses its pull on you. You look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. I need to get behind that wall. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm sure there's an emergency exit somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear a soft voice filtering through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try and keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That'd be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed till I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked. The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long till she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it the desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doctor's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an X in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family name on them. You scoop up the folder, tucking the documents for later perusal. Reese watches you with curiosity. Stealing medical documents? No. If my family's gonna keep secrets from me, I better learn what I can. Totally. Steal anything you need to. You've got a mystery to solve. I'm not gonna stand in your way. Let's check the medical supply room next. I can imagine a room full of chemicals being a place where somebody might need to keep an axe. Better be careful stealing stuff in there, though. That might really get you in trouble. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. Come on, let's keep looking. There it is! It looks like it needs a key, though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the glass after we've had to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. Reese stops to listen to something. You can hear it too, but ever so faintly. The sound of footsteps just outside the clinic. Shit, she's back already. You hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. Whoa. You slip past him, scrunching into the small place as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Yeah, let him in. You make space, and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We'd better wait a second, just in case. Yeah, let's wait. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door of the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. The two of you spill out into the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. The strange sprig of fuzzy fruits draws your eye. You step forward to take a closer look. It looks out of place on a sterile steel countertop, its broad, eight-pronged leaf already wilting in the unnatural lighting. Your thoughts are interrupted by the jingling of keys. Sweet, found them. And they're color-coded. Too easy. Reese unlocks the cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. He hands you the axe, then pauses, realizing you've been poring over the weird little plant. That was what she took out of the bag, right? That's weird. Does she make her own medicine? She's not the pharmacist. I don't think she's supposed to do that. This is supposed to be just where she stores the medicine. She stores the medicine she orders from the pharmacist over in Brevard. He picks up the plant. Weird little alien fruit. It's gotta be medicinal, right? Maybe she has a recipe somewhere? And we have her keys. Let's see what some of these locked drawers have to hide. He starts unlocking drawers. Medical supplies, name brand meds. Mysterious unlabeled notebook? This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's some kind of diary or medical history, or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode? Guess she's referring to one of my rough nights. Here we go, there's some illustrations. He glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's that. She uses that to make my medicine. Extract by boiling berries. Great, she doesn't say what the berries are or what they're extracting. Leaving out the real names? Real suspicious. Sounds like something someone would do if they didn't want much of a paper trail. But why would... You and Reese jerk your heads to the sound of an opening door the doctor is in. Shit, was that the door from the house? We've got to run. You follow Reese's instruction, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back into the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters from above. I was right. We did already have juice, but it was in the back of the fridge, so there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Yeah, what music do you listen to that sounds like a wall being broken down? May I make the first blow? Go for it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole and admire your effort. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid moig. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy and mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was down here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet barely move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond. You don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. They say there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Nonsense, Teddy. Those doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found an alternative. Someone who can fix everything in one fell swoop. We're taking you home today, and by this time next week, everything will be resolved. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was wondering if you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down the wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back in the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. I used to have them a lot as a teen. Always weird little things, like my hand would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I still have those documents I swiped, right? Yeah, you should still have them on you. Sure enough, you pull out the file containing medical documents about your family. Excuse me. Perlan's death certificate. Cause of death, sleep apnea. Discovered by your daughter, Tabitha Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Edwardine's death certificate. Edwardine Scarlet, born 1913, died February 12th, 2003, age 89. Cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of a normal old person illness. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 69. Cause of death, fall from a cliff. This one has a coroner's note report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries, laceration to the neck and body consistent with a fall from a great height. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, Christian of mine. Body not recovered. Interesting. Signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. Joseph. He was only 30? He's only 24. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy. Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth. Mother Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present. Home burial. There is no doctor present at birth and a home burial. There's some information missing there. Alexandra Scarlet. Born December 12th, 1947. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 9. Missing, presumed dead. Signed by Mother Edwardine Scarlet. So these are two people who Edwardine signed off on their death of without any proof. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet. Died age 17. Cause of death, complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. That's our grandmother. Whatever these visions are, they're making me very suspicious of my family. That's probably a good thing, right? Like, the Scarlets have always seemed like one of those old money families with a ton of secrets. And that estate on the hill seems like the kind of place that's seen at least one murder. Maybe you should try and stay away from that place. So, what now? We might be stuck down here for a little bit. The doc's on a warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine and she's not happy about it. But after I read this, there's no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? Of course I did. Put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here to finish me off or whatever she might do now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. But now we're just locked downstairs. Maybe I was a little panicked when I found out what she's been giving me, and she was upstairs talking through the door saying I should just take my pills, and I just took what few precautions I could. It's not ideal, but it at least gives us time to figure out what to do. We should treat her as a serious threat. This might sound strange, but I think she's gone to some desperate lengths in the past. There are these weird memories I have. I always assumed they were just dreams or hallucinations, but now I'm not so sure. I think she used tranquilizers on me. Other times I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of these memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. We'll wait until she's asleep. Then we can at least get out of the basement, and we can figure out what to do from there. But why would your mom poison you? I don't know. It's all in here. She never outright says what she's doing. And the recipe she came up with to deal with my flare-ups, whatever she thinks those are, involves that weird plant that was on the counter. I managed to look up the plant she's been using to make my medicine, and the internet says it's a castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was just me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed intolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough proof that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. With your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but any cops. Yeah, the cops here suck. You're right, I have her journal. That's pretty incriminating, even if she left out any descriptive words for what she was up to. Ideally, I'd never have to see or think about her ever again, but if it comes to it, this could be my guarantee that she would never have power over me again. We need to get you out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know? Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kaneeka, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. One step at a time. Let's start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here. You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her a doctor. She's just some woman now. I can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. A distraction seems like a good enough idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's a lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I believe you owe me a showing of Shi no Chi, Deathblood. I believe I do. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it's too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. The slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinderblock walls, and the fact that a woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films, and they're interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to a seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find truly engrossing. It's found footage to its fullest. I can't believe I'll just be able to do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person. Or talk to people, ever. You hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. I'm glad you're able to have a social life, and I'm happy I get to be a part of it. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine. Hard to believe after all these years alone that it's going to be my reality. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they all fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror in its truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now. What, with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Reese, are you okay? Just a little jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is to figure out what onto her, and it'd be far too easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Lev, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice, I know that voice. It's that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. Why did he call you that thing? Because he's some kind of monster, and he wants me dead. Can't you feel that? The murderous intent is practically oozing out of him. But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Lev. The window shatters. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. There he is up there. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that had been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Yeah, I'm gonna run. This is scary. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door's blocked by a chair, and then it's blocked by something else too. Yeah, tear through him. You toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It forms and regenerates too quickly for you to crawl your way through it. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's commands. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this, and then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Ooh, this is a lot. A lot's going on in a very short amount of time. He's gone through some sort of metamorphosis. You dial your cousin's number. What mess have you gotten yourself into now? Clinic emergency scary. Here you go again. Stay put, don't move. Don't get sucked into any ghost dimensions or stuck in a mind collapse, you hear me? I'll be right there. Your cousin hangs up the phone. We need to warn Dr. Kelly. He is going to destroy her. As you make your way to the door that beckoned you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away, you know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked within the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster, preparing to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadows and levels a firearm at your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun. Duck. Where? Duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a small pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn to see the dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls out the tranquilizer dart from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're gonna have to try harder than that, you bitch. How did you... As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Waynes takes another step down the stairs, paint flows between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic, pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. I'm gonna run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered with paint. Hey. Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Lev. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from there, but you can help both of us. So many questions that I have. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine till he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen is gonna be a bitch, but they don't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. You turn back and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black tape key to get in the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? You should hear this. Lev, you don't gotta do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's gonna shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers? Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement, or somewhere even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I don't know if I should weigh in on this. It's kind of... Can't you two just get along? Remain silent. You say nothing. It's okay, Lev. Just get to the cabinet and I can get all this sorted out. You don't have to do what she says. She's told me what to do as long as I've been alive, and look where that landed me. Half dead, holed up in a basement. And she'd put me right back if she had her way. Hell, if she had no trouble doing this to her own son, what else might she be treating without their knowledge? Just stay right here while I do what needs to be done, and there won't be a speck of blood on your hands. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? You see for the briefest instant something coming out of Wayne's sleeve. Just a flash of pale yellow, and then it's gone. Slithering back into Wayne's clothes. I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves the door open, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. Sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. What is this room? An old x-ray room, lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with some special remote-controlled locks. Glad it could finally come in handy. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes and then a few extra. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there's nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities. Enough to be noticeable. I was scared, and he could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination, but the second time it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure this was something beyond my realm of expertise. Was his dad, similar? A strange little smile creeps onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kinda happened. I wasn't seeing anyone, I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then, all of a sudden, my period stopped and I got morning sickness, and then roughly 9 months later, Reese. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving it to him was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I'd been giving him high doses of clonopin, but his body kept adapting, and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it, and I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you, and what did they say? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. But, screw it. I might die tonight, so I'll tell you. It was Sybil. I don't know how the hell she found out. Maybe Reese had an episode while he was over at her place? Who can say? I thought she was insane. She was telling me to give my son ricin like it was a mystical mountain folk cure for fuzzy teenagers. She was right, though. And I hate that. I hate the power it meant she had over me. Still has. Don't trust her, Lev. She puts on that sweet old lady act, giving everybody tea and talking about healing magics and whatever. But she's a snake. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he is, he doesn't follow any full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him, or how his body does it. He seems hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess that'll have to remain a mystery. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, and then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective, and we can all live happily ever after. So, you're just going to lock him away again? It's either that or he dies. God knows I don't want that to be the case, but you have to work with what you're given, and what I've been given is an ethical dilemma with no good outcomes. I just have to decide which is the lesser evil. I mean, yeah, it's her son. She doesn't want to be doing this shit. While we're at it, any other secrets you might be keeping? You have it all. You've no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. This is normal. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you for being mad, man, but, like, you're kind of a loose cannon. Oh my god, Tabitha! Before Dr. Kelly can fire, a different shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall, shotgun in hand. Your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it. Let me sedate him. We can deal with this non-lethally. Are you insane? That thing is trying to kill you. Yeah, let's sedate him. You leap forward, placing your body between Tabitha and the whimpering Reese. His face already trying to stitch itself back together as he writhes on the ground. So he's okay. To a degree. Lev, what the hell do you think you're doing? Don't kill him. He's still a person. Person, my ass. Did you see his face? Both of you shut up and help me drag him to the safe room now. You turn to see Dr. Kelly, already pulling her son towards the open doorway. Tabitha swings the gun onto her back, huffily jumping in to help Dr. Kelly. It's not long before his regenerating body is sealed away behind the door. Not exactly how I thought that would play out, but at least none of us are dead. If you've done any permanent damage to him, you're going to be the one paying for medical supplies, Miss Scarlet. You aren't seriously going to keep that thing alive, are you? It's clearly dangerous. What makes you think you can keep it locked up? It is my son, Miss Scarlet, and despite appearances, he's still human. I prefer you to refer to him as such. And I've managed to keep him safely locked away and harmless for years. Sure, it'll be a little more difficult now that he knows about his condition, but that room is lined with lead. He's not going anywhere. He is human? Are you sure about that? Are we talking about the same guy? Trust me, I've done genetic tests. He is human somehow. And it's my job as his mother to protect him. And to protect people from him. It's not a burden I take lightly. You don't have to worry about him getting out anytime soon. Wow, the two completely opposite answers there. He's not some monster. He deserves to live, Tabitha. Again, are we talking about the same guy? The one with all those teeth and about 12 feet tall? I'll figure something out. Neither one of you needs to be involved in this, so please just leave. I have a lot of cleaning to do. You and your cousin leave the clinic. Dr. Kelly slamming the shotgun-blasted door behind you. The two of you make your way to the bottom of the hill, where Tabitha's car is parked among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street. She places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. You're alone right now. Is Stella still missing? I tried calling her a couple of times, but I keep getting her stupid voicemail. Yeah. The two of you are interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. Gretchen, but where's Stella? Let's follow her. You and Tabitha follow Gretchen into the woods. I hope she's not leading us to a body. Gretchen nervously runs ahead of you and Tabitha, looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. There, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. You watch her from the underbrush. Great, she's alive. Let's go. I'm gonna go talk to her. You take a step forward, gravel crunching under your feet as you walk along the edge of the road. Tabitha hangs back, crouching in the bushes, trying to stay unseen. You sit on the log beside Stella. Lev, how did you find me? Gretchen found me. She's a good girl. She really is. What is this place, Stella? Why are you here? Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words a part of her thought she'd never have to say out loud. And then she turns back to the road. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend of the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It just rained and the sun was finally coming out. Jesus. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. It really messed me up for a while. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they never happened. Like every time I try to remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while, thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before. With anyone. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. You've nothing to be sorry about. I should have talked with somebody. I shouldn't have just run off. You've tried to be there for me the entire time I've known you. I should have just let you in. But if it's not too late, I want to let you in now. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know if I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. And then last night happened. I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. We could always wait a little longer. You both stare out at the quiet mountain road. Gretchen pants lazily in Stella's lap. Nothing happens. Nothing continues to happen for a few long minutes. I think I'm ready to throw in the towel. It's not like I would want to see them like that anyway. I guess I came out here hoping I might get a chance to say goodbye or something like that, since I didn't get the chance when they were alive. Just because they weren't there, it doesn't mean they don't love you, wherever they are. That's a nice thought. I've thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means there's a good version too, where they're still on that long car ride, listening to Dad's tapes with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. You could always say goodbye now. Stella sits in silence for a long moment, her breath shallow and even. Goodbye. I love you. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. She's silent again, as if waiting for a response. But it never comes. She smiles, a lively glimmer returning to her sad eyes. I kind of felt better. I don't think I realized how much I kind of trapped myself in my own head. Thank you for breaking me out of it. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. Yet she doesn't need to hear about this tonight. You keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I can walk you through the woods so you don't get lost. Then I guess you should probably head back to Tabitha before you give her an aneurysm. And this is me. I'll see you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating back into her house. It's time for you to get home. He appears, as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize is paint, evidence of his altercation with Reese. I'll walk you. I'll let him walk me home, but I'm scared. Shall we? Wayne walks ahead of you in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly, I wasn't sure, but now I know. Why are you following me? Why not Stella or Kaneeka or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. Why? Why am I so special? You simply are. Do you not feel the ties that bind us? They're unbreakable. Is he coming on to me? I don't need you looking after me all the time. Evidence which suggests otherwise. Whether you think you need protecting or not, I'll be there for you. I'll always be there for you. I thought you were wanting me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? You were free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls at you, and now that it's started, I know you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. You don't need to keep coming up with new topics of conversation to fill the silence. You're tired. It's been a long night. You should rest. Wayne remains silent for the rest of the journey back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. You might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Well, let's join her. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse into bed, not without closing the door. I cannot be one of these open-door sleeping people. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You think for a moment about calling Kaneeka, but you're just too tired to even bother. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think about Reese, trapped in that tiny, windowless room, all his greatest fears realized. His body no longer his own, but you stopped him from killing Dr. Kelly. The world, at least for now, is protected from him. And then you think of nothing. The end. Okay. Episode 5 will release later this year. Cool. So that was a lot. That was a whole lot. Reese is a creature of some sort, and Wayne has been stalking us. That's always fun. I'm really glad that we could help Stella get over her stuff. Her whole backstory is so intense. I feel so bad for her. But I will see you all again next time. Thank you everyone who came. Bye!